Now it's rare there's a scene that you can mention and most people know what you're talking about, but I feel like this is one of those scenes.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Now this video has over 27 million views on YouTube, and there's a decent chance you've seen it, unless you've been under Diddy's dungeon.
What do you mean by that?
Funny enough though, most people who've seen this clip didn't know it came from an anime that's almost 40 years old, bruh. And look y'all, I decided to watch the anime myself, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty tough. Let's talk about it. So as the first episode caps off, we learn that the Earth is basically a giant deserted wasteland, although some of humanity did manage to survive. Hence we see this group of people driving this truck being stared down by these Mad Max looking goons, bruh. And I don't know why they all got the same archetype, bro. They must be on the same workout plan, same barber. That's besides the point. Consequently, the guy who seems to be group leader does this battle cry, and they all just end up flying off the cliff charging after this group of people. We all knew they was up to no good. So being on straight hostile timing, they end up blicking the driver and the rest of the crew besides the girl. And group leader ends up hitting this devious smile, then knocking Shorty's tire out, and she crashes into this conveniently placed rock, bro. Like, this is some anime stuff. And so Shorty ends up surviving the crash and trying to make a run for it, and bro's face says it all. He's like, what is she doing? And she gets her stuff Katniss Everdeen. But real quick, y'all gotta hear the voice acting in this scene. Bro, it sounded like she got shot for real. So after this, the goons end up looting everything, and we find out that they go by the name of Z. And they don't play by the rules. They living like it's a GTA lobby. They doing whatever they want. Keep that in mind. Immediately after, the scene switches to this black figure walking throughout the desert, and he looked like he got some ore, bro. This might be our main character. And as cool as he was looking in this scene, he kind of lost all his cool points because he was digging through the dirt. Then he sort of passed out because he was dehydrated. But then as he was knocked out, he had some random hallucination of what had to be his top op. Because right after, bro woke up looking like he was on a mission. And then he saw his Shorty in the distance. Like, I don't know what was going on. And why do I sound like Dr. Seuss right now? And yeah, obviously this is the main character, and he goes by the name of Kenshiro. And now bro's back up and he's in that mode. So as Kenshiro's walking and on his journey, he crossed paths with some Z goons. And they look at bro and start laughing for no reason. I told y'all they up to no good though. Cause as my man's just minding his business, they start driving behind him, swinging the rope in the air like they about to tie him up. And they end up catching my boy and dragging him by his leg. But they ain't know they was messing with the MC. And my dog's eyes just light up, and yeah, the rest was history. Cause in the very next scene, one of the goons is like, boss, we got trouble. And so when they get over to what I'm gonna call the crime scene, everybody's packed up and it looked like they've been combust from the inside out or something. And luckily there was one goon left alive, and the boss ran over to him like, hey man, what happened? Who did this? Tell me right now.
North Star, Divine Fist.
Man, what are you talking about? And then bro's head started deforming and contorting itself, all the way to the point where it just exploded in group leader's face. And after this, the whole crew was looking spooked because they ain't know what they was dealing with. Heck, I'd be scared too. And boss man's just trying to figure out what the North Star Divine Fist meant. So eventually the scene switches again, and we see this little girl walking through the city. And apparently there's a little community over here where she's pretty liked and loved by everybody. And using her love and favor, she uses it to get some water for her and her puppy. And as she's doing her daily task, she hears a ruckus going on nearby. Come to find out, it's just a little kid that's trying to steal potatoes again. And the kid, obviously being a troll, pulls out a harmonica and starts getting sturdy and mess for everybody. And the little girl is loving this entertainment. Meanwhile, as all this is going down, my boy Kenshiro gets caught trying to steal some water from the well. Like, he can't get a break, bro. He just thirsty. So they end up throwing my boy Kenshiro in prison with the harmonica kid. And like a real one, the little girl comes to give Kenshiro some water. And harmonica kid starts crashing out and runs over, grabbing the little girl, telling Kenshiro to get the jail cell keys. So the kid's like, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go. And that's not really Kenshiro's body. So instead of grabbing the keys, he grabs the kid's arm and sends this like electric shock through it, causing bro to be in pain. And this is where we get an idea of what Kenshiro's power really is. Ignoring little bro in pain behind him, Kenshiro just simply asks for another cup of water from the little girl, and she agrees. And when the kid asks Kenshiro why he did that, he's like, if we dipped out, the little girl would have been in trouble. Simple as that. And the little girl actually hears this when she's walking off. Back in the cell, realizing that Kenshiro's kind of strong and all, harmonica kid on some, hey look, Kenshiro, me and you could take over. With your power and my thinking, we could run this village. They got some protection here, but they just amateurs, you know what I'm saying? But obviously Kenshiro don't care about none of that. My boy on a different mission. And so when the little girl gets back, she didn't just bring them water. She brought them food and everything, bruh. Most likely because she heard Kenshiro didn't want to get her in trouble. And because of her kindness, Kenshiro introduces himself and is like, I'm Kenshiro, but you can call me Ken. And immediately after, harmonica kid blows the entire vibe and is like, it's pointless giving her your name. She can't even talk. After her entire family got murked in front of her, she hasn't been the same since. And as she was saying all this, the little girl was having flashbacks and like PTSD and stuff. I was just feeling bad, bro. So after the whole monologue and backstory, Kenshiro reaches over to grab the little girl's head, and he activates his power just for a second or two. And he tells them he used his power to give her speech, and it's her choice if she wants to talk or not now. And right after this, some guards came down and told Kenshiro that the village elder wanted to speak to him. So when Kenshiro gets upstairs, he's in front of this old Gandalf looking dude. Unk's probably like 95, y'all. And so the guards are skeptical and ask Unk if they think he's in Z. And Unk is like, Go ahead and check him. If he is, he'll have a tattoo. So they go ahead and strip my boy Kenshiro, revealing these marks on his chest. And Unk is absolutely freaking out, looking like he just lost the greatest parlay of all time. But it turns out the symbol on Ken's chest is the North Star. And it's basically a bad omen, meaning chaos is going to be around wherever he's at. And coincidentally, while all this is going on, Zeta is pulling up on them like 50 deep. And they got hatred and animosity in their eyes. So after locking Kenshiro back up, the guard tells the little girl she gotta fight too, so they have to dip. And this is actually kind of crazy, bro. Having the little girl fight, come on, bro. But yeah, as she's leaving, she gives them the cell keys so they can get out. And Harmonica Kid's like, man, she must really like you. She gave you the keys to escape because she knew she was gonna get killed. And when Kenshiro heard the word killed, he ain't hear nothing else. Cause my boy instantly grabbed them cell bars and went to that avatar state looking power up. And then he straight up tore his cell asunder, bruh, and started sprinting out for the door. And Lil Bro's just like, wait a minute, I don't know if we could take Zeta on, bruh. Don't do this, man. You gonna die out there. But Kenshiro ain't hearing none of that, y'all. He the main character. And so as soon as he stepped foot outside, it looked like Zeta had been bodying everybody. And the worst of it, group leader was over here threatening to snap the little girl's neck if the community tried to fight them. But Kenshiro ain't one with the threats, so he starts slow walking over the group leader. And little girl starts yelling like, Kenshiro, stop, don't come over here. But regardless, Kenshiro keeps walking and asserts his main character aura. So when he gets decently close, these three goons come up and press him, talking about, what do you want with boss? And Kenshiro just cracks his knuckles and is like, get on my way, little niggas. So neither of them liked that remark and tried to rush my boy, but he just straight up Bruce Lee pimp kicks them, bruh. Like completely cast them aside. And when they try to attack him while his back's turned, it don't matter, because we know his power and they heads explode. And Unk in the back like, Divine Fist, I ain't seen that since 1952. Now as Kenshiro's face to face with the boss, he's like, hey man, let her go. But boss realizes he's the one that killed his man and is like, oh nah, her neck getting snapped, buddy. And my dog Kenshiro does some freaky power up out his clothes. And he starts spamming X button on the group leader's face, just piecing him up. Eventually sending group leader flying onto his back, and he catches the little girl perfectly. And once again, Unk in the back reminiscing about the good old days. He like, I remember that technique. Divine Fist of the North Star. A warrior's energy implodes somebody from the inside out. And so it seems like group leader's not down for the count because he pulls up behind Kenshiro like the booty warrior. But like I've been telling y'all, we all know Kenshiro's technique by now, right? And he's just like,
お前はもう死んでいる。
and he straight up eviscerates the group leader, dog. Like, this was brutal. And then like the gangster he is, immediately after he leaves the village. And of course Harmonica Kid runs after him and is like, hey, I can get free water and food if I'm with him. And Unk explains to the little girl that he's a bad omen since he has that North Star mark, and that he's leaving for the village's sake and her sake. Hey man, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Hey, let me know if y'all want a part 2 in the comment section, and follow the Instagram too. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on there, new videos dropping, etc. Hope y'all enjoyed though, for real though. Through Q5L, God bless y'all, and we out.